So yeah, let's destroy the Earth with a black hole. Hey, and welcome to Breaking Earth. This is an effects sequence I've returned to over the years, starting way back in 2008 when I was asked to come up with a way to suck a planet into a black hole. Weird thing was, this wasn't anything to do with Star Trek, but then less than a year later the Kelvinverse showed us what that might look like. Using Cinema 4D Studio, a broken up sphere and thinking particles, I got a pretty good look, except that on my work PC, pretty powerful for the time, it took 3 full days to render. The production never got made, but this effect kept me wondering. Years later, this clip from Andrew Kramer inspired me to see how close I could get using VC Element. And it rendered in 90 minutes. So yeah, it's not as good. Which brings me to now, 2022, and I've revisited this almost 15-year-old project, and oh my god, seriously? Ahem. This is a mammoth project, so I'm breaking it into 3 parts. I'm going to take Andrew Kramer's Ultra Earth project, where he used 6K texture maps with his free plugin Orb, and I'm going to reconfigure the texture map so that the top of the sphere is at the coordinates I'll place the black hole. This will allow me to animate the cracks, dust effects and so on to move from the top down and have them appear to radiate where we want. It's taking advantage of how texture maps onto a circle, and after this setup makes everything a lot easier. After doing that, the second video will transition the planet's surface through breaking up to collapsing, and the final video will cover using turbulent noise to simulate 3D particles collapsing into a point. Let's jump into After Effects. First thing I'm going to do is not use Andrew Kramer's Ultra Earth project, as my graphics card couldn't handle the 6K textures. Instead, I resized them to 2K and I used those for my Earth storm labels and aurora tutorials. Links are all in the description. Solo the orb planet layer, not the clouds or the atmosphere. And if you're using my project, you'll see all the rotation controls are linked up to a null layer already. Double click on rotation Y and twirl down the expression controls, and edit the expression to remove the time section, so that the planet won't keep rotating. Now go to Composition, New Composition. Create a square comp. I made mine 2000 by 2000 pixels. Call it Plane to Sphere. Now I've kept the original textures, so drag in the diffuse layer. Create a new solid. Call it Orb. And now go to Effect, Video Copilot, Orb. My comp is 2000 pixels square, so I'm setting the radius to be a little under that, 940. So the edges of the sphere touch the edges of the comp. In Maps, set the diffuse layer to your Earth diffuse layer. If it's black, then your GPU can't handle the 2K texture, and you might need to resize the images. You might want to try the 6K textures and use those instead. Set X rotation to 90 so we see the top of the globe. In Material, set Glossiness to 0 and set Specular to 0 too. Expand UV, and using the UV repeat Y property, increase the amount until you can see all of Antarctica. We don't want any blue though. Oh no, the flat earthers were right. Weird bit of shading. In Material, expand Advanced Options and check Unlit Only. Now, using the rotation controls, roll the sphere until the ground zero for the black hole is in the centre of the circle. I'm centering mine roughly where I think CERN and the Large Hadron Collider is. Something's got to create the black hole, right? In the project window, drag Plane to Sphere onto the New Comp button. Open the comp, and then go to Composition, Composition Settings. Rename it to Sphere to Texture, and set the height to be half the width. VC Orb uses 2:1 texture maps. Then go to Effect, Distort, Polar Coordinates, and set the interpolation to 100%. Expand the layer's transform properties and set the Y anchor to be 0 and the Y position to 0 too. Then uncheck the scale's uniform setting, set the scale to be -100% wide and 71% high. Honestly, I'm not sure why the height has to be 71%, but I want to fill the comp's screen, and messing with the anchor and position values made this easy to do. In a quirk of this setup, the texture is flipped horizontally, so setting the X scale to -100, flip that back. You'll see it looks really weird, but the top of the comp is going to wrap around the top of the sphere and be shrunk to a much smaller space than in the middle of the comp. I'm now going to save this out, basically to prevent unnecessarily taxing my computer. But I did notice I get a small edge effect with a tiny gap. So first duplicate this layer and set the X scale to be -101% on the bottom layer, just to fill it in. Now to render this out, you can either use FX Console's camera tool, or go to Composition, Save Frame As, and then in the render queue, save as a PNG file. Saving the frame produces an ever so slightly sharper image in my opinion. Once you've done that, we also need to export the normal texture, the glossiness, and the illumination options. In your plane to sphere comp, select the diffuse layer and holding the Alt key, drag in the normal texture. Switch to the sphere to texture comp and export this image too, and repeat for the others. This whole recentering approach is the only one that worked for me, but if you have an alternative way, let me know in the comments. Good news is, once you're done, you can close both comps. Everything more or less onwards is all about the look of the effect and not the mechanics. Back in the main comp, you'll see the texture layers or users. Select each texture in turn, hold down Alt and drag in the new recentered images onto the selected layer, which swaps it into place. When you're done, I have all the knobs parented to an earth null. Rotate that null around until you can see everything looking normal again. Right-click on the Earth diffuse layer and choose Pre-compose. When we start to animate the destruction, we'll put it all into this comp. And just to show you why we've done all this, just watch what happens when I drag the Earth diffuse layer up in the pre-comp and then switch back to the main comp. We get this cool sucking into a point effect. And because we've spent all that time working with a spherical mesh, we can now animate a whole lot of noise layers moving up in the pre-comp, and this will look like they're being pulled into a central singularity. And we'll be looking at all that destruction in the next episode of Breaking Earth. Hey, I did warn you it was a multi-part tutorial.